out the way, don't be all in the mix. Call me for sevens, don't call me for six. I ain't selling no grands, bitch, come buy a zip. See the streets getting dry, finna go and take a trip, let's deal. Hold on, wait a minute, if I get it, then I spend it. When I'm in it, can't pretend it, keep pretending with my business. I'm relentless, ain't no witness. I got 2 rent houses, the bitch is getting rented. Bitch, I've been the boss for a minute. Umbrella when I walk through the wine in the kitchen with the chicken kind of bread like kinds.
Welcome back to the channel. People, we are balls deep into the Nocturnus quest. We're getting rid of this nightmare cult, and right now they have they stole the thing. They stole the MacGuffin. It's like a dream eye thing, whatever. Fucking, it's like a ball. So we're getting our balls back. We're secure. I couldn't get through that one last. We're securing the bag, and yeah, we're gonna meet a fun little character. I feel like of this game, like the most expressive characters are probably either the Weddies or the gnomes, the dwarves. They are so fun. I believe they're called Dwakians. And we're gonna meet one today. One of these cool peeps that I want to talk about because he has like one of those very, I don't know how to describe it, like a very connective personality. You know, a very wholesome individual. He's like the guy that you always kind of want to just hang out with because, you know, he's like, God, he's like just a good fucking time, man. He's just like a good fucking time, you know. He just makes you happy. He's like, oh my gosh, look at this. And I feel like most likely you're gonna find a lot of dwarves like that. You're gonna find a lot of what did I say? Weddies like that. You know, maybe so pukus, but pukus are just kind of shitheads. They're just kind of huffing their own farts too much, man. They'll just piss you off a lot, you know. Because if you're cool with that, then he could be like a cool guy to like piss you off, but. Yeah. Essentially, we're going to the Algratio region. Going to explore one of the more interesting places in the region, the Nassim Cave. And this is where they started getting really creative with dungeon intros. So you do have to fall through some random pit in order to go through a thing there. This is also another spot where people routinely get stuck in version 2 because it's a little obtuse how you're supposed to get there. It's over here near the Sunshade Cave area. So we're gonna go and travel over there. And yeah, essentially we'll meet him. And then we'll go to kill a few enemies. And then we'll fight the boss and whatnot because we need to figure out how to uncover the treasure, which is of course, you know, the eye thing we're looking for. And then yeah, I won't give out the spoilers for the last little section of the quest because I actually like, you know, the little twist here that happens, and it's like, oh shit, it's never over because once again, Nocturnus is always here. Wherever there are dreams, wherever there are goals, whenever there are ambitions, whenever you have, you know, something you're fighting for, Nocturnus is gonna be there. Nocturnus is knocking at your door right now, man. I know you wish for something, whether it be a successful YouTube channel, a girlfriend, you know, insightful music career, anything. Nocturnus is there. He's ready for your ass. So, lock in with me and let's grind. And I suppose I'll talk about that. You know, the dreamlike connectivity of people. Now, this is a strange phenomenon, and much like politics, it's sort of like the people who don't want the power have the power. You know, it feels like the ones who desire no quirks have all the quirks, but yes, the dreamlike connectivity, man. It's something that I feel like is not to be taught, not to be learned. It is to be bestowed, to be accepted by whatever bullshit, you know, god or deity you decide to call upon. But yeah, I feel like some people just automatically have it. You know, there are just naturally people like that. And I'm sorry if this is a horrible realization. You're like, oh no, some people are better than other people. Yeah, equality doesn't fucking exist, loser. Hell no, it don't. And you need to stop thinking that. We are only equal in opportunity, you know? And you give a shit person a golden opportunity, and you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna fucking pull down their pants. You know, they're gonna give a little doogie. And they're gonna bend down and thank their toilet. They're like, thank you so much, toilet, for allowing me to take this shit on everything you stand for. The toilet is the analogy for, you know, the business, the person adhering to the shit person. It is what it is, man. This is reality, but due to perception checks, nowadays a lot of people can clearly tell once they actually get around someone, you know, that's not on some dead content or a live stream or whatever. You know, once they get one-on-one with someone, perception rolls are so great now that yeah, you can pretty much tell. You can pretty much tell when somebody's not up to snuff about the stuff, and you can definitely tell when you meet someone who's just got it, you know? They just know what they want, and they're funny about it. They're not too serious about it. They're like, hey man, I might never get it, but I'm gonna try every day. And it's that strength along with that ease of nature, along with that, you know, just pure unbridled love for the chase of the game that automatically attracts people to them, and it makes their lives incredibly easier. People don't understand that, man. Nobody really does. And I feel like that's what influences and drives these kinds of people even more. It's like, I'm so happy people don't understand me. You know, I'm so happy I'm walking a path that no one has ever tread. And so I call this the dreamlike connectivity, you know, because they're not just connecting to the people in front of them. They're connecting to, you know, their dreams, their aspirations, along with their soul and their width of understanding. Because everybody has a certain amount of get it, you know, in them. They have a certain amount of, fucking get it, you know? I understand. And you can upgrade this bandwidth, sure, but you know, who wants to do that? That sounds like work. That sounds like work. You sound like you gonna put me to work, babe. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm trying to watch One Piece and Goon. Trying to watch One Piece and Goon. Trying to watch One Piece and Goon to the moon, baby. And I get that. I understand that. I was in that phase. Not even, oh man, 2022, 2023, yeah, man. Yeah, man. I binged like fucking 800 episodes. That was great. While playing RPGs. What else is new? But yeah, I feel like that's the main thing. It's the fact that these people find the good in every moment and use that good to fuel them for getting back to that thing, you know, for this, oh my goodness, I forgot his name already, holy shit. But for this guy, it's digging up treasure, you know, the thrill of the treasure chase. I don't know, I think that's a little bit of the same for me. I'm always digging up treasure, you know, every time I find some media that I love, I find a voice that I like, I find a picture that's awesome, I find a design that is, you know, curiouses me, you know, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? And I also really love it when I find things that are beyond my depth of understanding. I know you may find that surprising, but there are still shit in this world that I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? I don't understand. I need to understand. And sometimes I end the day off with more questions. Those are the good times. The bad times are when the fire dies. And it does. It does. The fire dies in all of us when we move out of frame, you know, because we're in the winter times now, man. Winter times make you sad, they make you depressed, they make you move far out of your frame of burning passion to just get shit done, because you're here, you're with family, you're regressing essentially. You're regressing in the winter, and then you progress through the year, you know, to the spring, to the summer, to the fall, but then in the winter you halt, you know. And everybody has to go through that. I feel like the worst thing you can do about burnout is try to fight the burnout. Don't fight the burnout. What the fuck? Burn out with the sun if I do that. You know, you gotta cool your ass down. You gotta put some ice on that bitch. You know, you don't break your leg and then go out running the next day. You know, you start walking. You get a couple crutches. You know, you chill out your output. And I think coming to terms with the fact that this internet is a different world. We're not really together. You know, before we were kind of acting like we were together. We're kind of like, yeah, we're kind of, no, actually, I gotta take it back. I'm not psyopting you guys. I gotta take it way back. Before, you know, when the internet was really starting to pop off, people were like, no, this is fake. Stop texting people. You know, you don't talk to anybody online. They're all strangers. You know, there's evil stuff online and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we weren't really like pushed in our faces at that time even. And people were still talking about this shit. You understand that? Nowadays, we don't even have real feeds. You get on one titty video. You know, your nephew swipes on one titty video. Guess what? He got a titty feed now. They can't stop giving him titties. They want his mouth on them titties. He want him drowning in titties. And it wasn't like that back in the day because we had to choose things. We had to go in Google. We had to go in I was gonna say Bing. Bing was a thing. But that was a little later on. We had to go to Yahoo and look at the news and shit. And people would email us weird shit on Hotmail. But now it's on every social media platform. Any platform can become a goon platform. I didn't want to believe it was true on YouTube, but it's true. Don't click on too many titty videos. It's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, any one of them. You gotta be careful. You really do. I mean, if you want to lock in, some people just want to do it. And like I said, you do have a choice. Your decisions are your dreams. But the people who are connected like this, you realize if you are connected to your dreams, you can't disconnect it. You're locked in that fuse. And so the burnout is just your plugs getting fried, my guy. I don't know if you guys have ever had a laptop or you've ever had like a phone or maybe you have like a vape or something. If you plug that bitch in and you just leave it plugged in for like fucking 5 years, it's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna get hot. It's gonna get fried, especially if you use that laptop, if you use that connection, if you use that all the time. If you're vaping on that bitch, your lips might fall off. If you're vaping on especially if you got the wrong charger and it's charging and you're vaping and it's charging and you're vaping. So this is what we're doing with our connectivity. And if you don't naturally let that plug fall out, I'm not saying yank it out and be like, let's throw it against the wall. You're just gonna naturally just let that bitch fall out, Like, oh shit, get a little fried. Let that plug what? Because it's a dream in the first place. You realize we are entitled to nothing. I don't care how much work you did. I don't care how charismatic you are. I don't care how hot you look. I don't care how many people put time and effort into your survival. It doesn't matter. No one has ever been entitled to anything. The greatest of warriors still were put down in the end. And on top of that, the world is much, much, much more absurd than it was back then. Much, much more. You gotta be so content with yourself and so content with the allotment of space that you are given. And not even content if you want to grow. You gotta be damn straight gratuitous in your love for it, no matter what the result is. And I say that just comes from liking what you do. Almost anything is monetizable, man. People are saying ice cream is so good. People are being NPC Spider-Man. So if you're not there to, at least, at the very least, I'd say, cultivate a damn speech pattern that's recognizable by humans. No, cultivate, growth for yourself and for people around you, then I really don't know, why you're here, right? But the result can't be the catalyst. Something else has to put you here, whether it be God or forsake or whatever, And on top of that, the consistency will kill you if you feel like there's no end goal. You feel like there's no silence at the end there. There's no peace within it. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna be long. It's gonna be arduous. But you can be that dreamlike connector. Don't take yourself too seriously, but do build that discipline. In life, I feel like that's the only real superpower we have, really. It's just discipline. That's what everybody on semen retention tries to tell you. It's like, no, man, you don't need semen retention. You need a disciplined schedule that's so packed that you don't have time to beat your schmeat. You know what I'm saying? Like that you're just like, I could beat the schmeat, but I need to fucking, that's what I'm doing right now. I literally, before I set up this video, I was like, God damn, I really want to goon. But then I'm like, I got videos to make. I got people to talk to. So I'm not saying you have to cut any of this shit out. I'm saying that your discipline should always come first. Your dream-like connectivity should always come first. And then if you're just chill about it, if you're just okay with taking yourself away and gooning sometimes when you get the work done, that makes you just like the guy, just the guy with a dream who's there for you, but really I'm there for myself. And I realize more and more me being there for myself does way more than me being there for some random person one time. It might make them happy for that one time, but me being there for myself will make me and them happy for a lifetime. Let me say that again. Me being me for myself will make me and them happy for a lifetime. And you will not discover that, especially if you're someone like me, if you keep drowning in other people's hot chocolate, if you keep, delving in your family's Kool-Aid. It is time to lock in and truly discover and understand what we believe in, because it's not this absurd world. It's not. And during this lock-in, I have decided to create this universe because I really want you guys to get this locked in, that this internet is not real. It's a different world completely than the real world. And the problem is now we're trying harder and harder and harder to mix them and have us be like robots, because that's what they've been training us our whole life to be. You realize that, right? School, work, retail, definitely office culture. It's all trying to train us to be AI. But now we have AI. So what are we supposed to do? Like, what you trained me for, bitch? So, yeah, we have to understand what we actually want now, Now it's a time to lock in on understanding yourself, okay? And this is not to like isolate and be black-pilled and be like, women are terrible, men are terrible, everyone's gonna kill you. No, this is to understand why we're fighting for people that don't want to kill me. Because right now I have no idea. Right now, to be honest, I want to die, and I want everybody else who loves the world and is fulfilled with the world to live on without all the bullshit, without all the black pill, without all the disgusting, absurd nature of it, But I don't know if there's any, too many of those people left. At least not in America. I don't see them. I really don't. Am I blind? Perhaps. Perhaps. Or perhaps they're doing the same thing as me. They're hiding and they're trying to understand the why. Because I know, the righteousness, the holy being, the source put me here for a reason. I know. But if I don't lock in on my reason on top of that, the reason within the reason, it is so easy to get captured, to get nocturnist. He's coming for all of us. Anyone with a wish, anyone with a vision for what they think it should be, he is coming for you. So I implore you, man, purify yourself with your silence, with your solitude, with your understanding. Some people already have understanding. Some people already know what they're doing it for. And I tell you, man, if it's a good reason, if it's a bad reason, if it's a whatever reason, if it's an reason, I don't care what it is, Good. You have it. Hold on to it, right? And perhaps it'll change. Open heart, open mind. We have to move forward with it and not be stuck in so many ways, because that is another evolutionary process. And another reason why I'm doing this playthrough is because I feel like I have stupid ideals, and I want them to change. I want them to change into something that's actually functional. But at the same time, why would I want to function in this absurd society? So let's build something new, Let's create a place where I can create ideals that actually work for us. I can create a level system. I can create a vocation system that actually works for people with my skill set, with this constant interworking system brain. Because all I've discovered from this interworking system, media mapping supercomputer of a brain that I have is that every single world map that you make is false. That ain't gonna get you there. That, wrong directions. Bad shit. Because human beings are such variables, man, and that's all you're really trying to do with world maps. It's not just like this game, where you get a map and you're just like, oh, here's where this thing is, and here's where this thing is, and here's where this. No, when you're mapping shit out in the real world, it always has to do with humans. It always has to interact with your environment, and it's not even like they're the variables, but you are the variables too. Because, like I said, I got this dreamlike connectivity. I can't be serious. That's not relatable. That's not connected. That just off-puts people. So I have to get this lax nature of me. I gotta move and flow with it so that I don't freak people out. And because of that, a lot of shit that I plan out doesn't pan out. Horribly. It goes way different. It's like, I didn't know they were gonna do this. I didn't know they were gonna do this. And it is what it is. But I know that this is not the way it should be. This is not a good philosophy. You should not just keep loving when you keep losing and losing and losing. So, let's figure it out. One quest at a time. Guys, if you got dreams, if you got that dreamlike connectivity, I need you, we'll do a comment thing today. I need you to drop dreamlike in the comments right now if you made it all the way through. I appreciate you. Let's get more of this nocturne going on, and I suppose I will see you next time. We only have like 2 more quests of this. Holy shit, Nocturnus went fast. We have one more Alliance quest to get to after this, but I think I need to finish version 4 first. So we'll probably go back to version 4. Probably go back to version 4 after this. Alrighty, I will see you next time in the Nocturnus playlist. Dreamlike! Kuba out.
In the kitchen whipping chicken, kind of bread like kinds. Good dog, got a Mexican looking like Johnny Dine. Eat deep muddy water stick, carry my kind. Right pocket got money, left pocket cocaine. Bulletproof white Cadillac, riding in the tank. I'm a dirty boy, with a dirty cane. Slide down your block, light it up. I got ice all over my